in the context of JCPOA, the deal itself was essentially completed. The U.S. and Iran had a few outstanding issues, but neither were insurmountable. And so I think the new Russian demands came right at the moment, perhaps within days, when a deal would have been announced. So I think there's quite a bit of frustration as well among negotiators, and that and a recognition that there's only so much that officials can handle in Vienna, that it's really a decision to be made back at capitals. So I think we have to go back to Saturday, when Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov came out with a new series of demands from the Russian point of view for the nuclear talks. And these demands were based on the idea that Russia should be able to benefit economically from the removal of US sanctions on Iran if a nuclear deal were to be revived. But with the latest imposition of Western sanctions in the context of the Ukraine war, I think the Russian point of view is that would degrade Russia's ability to improve economic ties with Iran. Now, I think, that is the stated explanation from for the Russian concerns. I think there are broader issues at play here, including a Russian interest in derailing a key Western policy priority, as well as keeping Iranian oil off global markets. So I think if there is enough creativity and flexibility at play, it is possible to get around the Russians here. I think from the enriched uranium point of view, there are other countries who can take this material. There are other approaches that I think can work from a technical point of view. And politically, it's Russia could, in theory, try to block the Joint Commission's activities. Though I think there are ways. I mean, ultimately, this is a U.S. and Iran bilateral issue, or that could be resolved bilaterally if the sides wanted to, given that it's U.S. sanctions are the main issue. Yeah, I think the longer the pause, the greater the risk that the talks enter a kind of zombie state where there's neither a breakthrough nor a breakdown, but Iran continues with its nuclear advancements. There are greater opportunities for other demands to come up especially in Moscow and in Tehran as more time goes by. And I think it just introduces more and more risk the farther away we are from the Vienna negotiating table. So I think that's a real concern. But I think it's too early to say definitively where this is headed, whether this is the prelude to just a straight out collapse of the negotiations, or whether there's enough will to try to bridge these differences in the coming days and weeks.